Okay, welcome to episode 4 of Oraga Music Mayhem. And what we're going to be talking about today is it's a subject I have decided to call the working life, because it talks about how you make a living doing this. And I hope that people who will make a living doing this is going to find today's topic interesting, and those who are already making a living at doing this will find it interesting, and those who are just interested might find it interesting as well. But first of all, I would like to say something quickly. I want to thank my sponsor. Can you see that? Can you just about see that? Oraga Tequila. This is the Reposado, and as you can see, I haven't opened the bottle yet because I don't drink before I make these things. Alright, so back to the video. Today we're talking about a working life, and let's start at the beginning. Let's start at where you're trying to work as a musician. Okay? The best thing you can do, in fact, is to diversify and play your own style, but use a wide variety of different musics. Okay, so I'll give you an example. You could play rock music like this. You can play pop music like this. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave us kids alone. Or you could play like a jazzy vibe, something like this. That one? Everyone knows that one. Fish are jumping, and the garden is high. You can do all of those while maintaining a style about yourself so that you remain your character. And then, of course, the next thing is that you have to actually go and find the work. The best thing I can say about that is that if you're not being seen out there doing the smaller gigs, the local gigs, the pub gigs, the birthday parties, and the favors for friends, sometimes you're not going to get seen to do the bigger gigs. I think most of the gigs that I get are down to somebody's seen me play somewhere else and then they ask me to play at another venue. That's how the journey tends to work. But it's not always only about playing music for a living, and I will explain. Let's fade that out politely. There we go. Yes, you could also teach. Now, you don't have to have a college degree to teach. You can just teach people what you know. So if you've got a lot of experience in playing songs, if you've got a good repertoire and your repertoire development has been good, then that's what you teach. If you're a classical guitarist, that's what you teach. If somebody comes to me and asks me for classical lessons, I send them to a classical guitarist. So this is the wonderful thing about music. It's so diverse that having a degree doesn't necessarily make you a good teacher. And the other thing is, being able to play well doesn't necessarily make you a good teacher either. So teaching is quite a big thing. It's quite a responsibility. You've got to be a good communicator, and you've got to look people in the eye, and you've got to listen to them telling you about where they want to go and what they want to do, and try your best to help them to get there. There are several other things you could also do. You could look for a side hustle. Now, side hustles are even more diverse than music in terms of finding one. There are a lot of jobs going around on things like Take-A-Lot and Amazon, and ways of working at home that would be okay for a musician or somebody who plays music primarily but is looking for a side hustle. I reckon there are quite a few online job opportunities, but again, there's a sea full of sharks out there, and the thing to avoid with this kind of thing is to not have to give out any money. If you're looking for a job, you're looking to earn extra money on the side. You're not looking to give out $300 for a course on how to make money on the side or anything like that. Those things just don't ever really I haven't tried most of them, but people that I know who have. And the same is true for cryptocurrency. I saw a funny meme on I think it was Facebook the other day that said, "Hey, crypto bros, McDonald is hiring." So I think if you had bought into crypto a long time ago when it first came out, or if you're extremely lucky and you've got an extremely good advisor, but the people that I have seen getting into crypto seem to spend a lot of time on their phones, and they don't, even when you're out, you're always looking at the lines going up and down. And so I wouldn't really recommend it for a musician. I mean, we don't have a lot of disposable income to start with, so you can't really take those kind of risks unless you've got some kind of financial backup. But there's a couple of other ones that I wanted to talk about, and those are the ones that I sort of have involved myself in. The one is podcasting. Now, podcasting takes a long time to build up. To get a reputation for your podcast can take some time, and if you love it enough, if you put the time in, I have a podcast which I will link in the description, and you can check it out for yourself. I have the privilege of being on Mixcloud because they won't let me on Spotify for copyright reasons. Obviously, I am introducing new music. That's what my podcast is about. New music in the jazz, blues, Afro beats, and electronic spheres. And so I can't put it on YouTube, and I can't put it on Spotify or any of the other podcasting platforms. But I'll leave a link in the description to the Mixcloud version, so you can take a listen to that if you want. And then the last thing I want to talk about is you can also do voiceovers. If you've got a voice that can read, if you can speak calmly and peacefully and authoritatively and firmly, and if you have a few accents up your sleeve, that is another very, very good side hustle for a musician, or particularly somebody who sings. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful for you. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I'm going to play out with something to take us into December. Fish are jumping and cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama good looking. Don't you cry. Last, like to say a quick thank you to Oraga Tequila for sponsoring Music Mayhem. I will see you this week, same time, same place. Ciao, ciao. One more quick word of thanks to Oraga Tequila. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Wednesday. Ciao, ciao.